It is Crystal with Pineapple Papers, and I have a design team project for Color Rush Studio using the amazing July kits. So this is my last layout of the month. Didn't necessarily make it as my last layout, but it is the last one since it is the 30th. Still playing along with Off the Board. I am officially back from Ireland. So definitely more to come about that. But it's still July, so it's still off the board. So we're still doing a twofer for Thursday. So I am starting with this sketch. This just happens to be this month's sketch over in the Facebook group from Color Rush Studio. And then the other thing that I am using is this book. It's the Resistance Knitting Club. Have I read it yet? No, but it's on my books to read on Pinterest. And I'm kind of going off of the colors and the fact that they're looking out a window. And so these two pictures are some pictures of our flight home over Grand Junction. So we were flying out of Grand Junction back to Arizona. And I snapped a couple of these pictures out the window. And I think that the colors in this book really go well with the colors in this collection. So the window in the book, as well as the photos, have some rounded corners. They're kind of in like a oblong shape. I just cut mine down. I think they're 4x4 and then just rounded the edges like back in the day. Like these photos could be from like the 70s because I feel, okay, maybe the 80s, because I feel like these are what some of my baby pictures look like, right? So from the one paper, I cut out the big compass, and so that's going to act as the really big circle in the background. And then I just took a cup and drew a circle on that same paper, and I'm using the back of that paper, which is the airplanes, which is perfect because we are in an airplane. And then from the Bow Bunny paper that had all the circles on it, I cut out 3 of those. I actually think I only used 2 of them on this layout, which is kind of funny because that only gives us 4 kind of circly bits instead of 5. But I feel like there are a couple of the embellishments and that type of thing that can act for like a 5th. So I love this acrylic piece in the acrylic kit that is the world in a heart. So I'm definitely going to use that kind of as like maybe my 3rd photo, I guess you could say. And I had to use the wood veneer piece that is the plane with the flying heart trail. So I'm going to put that up at the top. So I knew that those 2 pieces definitely had to make it on this layout. So I like this piece that says going on an adventure because this was an adventure just to even get here. We were trying to figure out how we were getting home. That was during all of the traffic control where they weren't getting paid. So that being said, we ended up driving a couple hours in a different direction, and our friend and son picked us up in our plane. So why we didn't choose to fly up on our own and do it that way, I don't know, but future reference, if we go back, we will definitely do it this way. So this was an adventure, so that's going to be on there. And then I have that chipboard piece that says where the earth meets the sky. I'm going to go with that as my title. It's just perfect. I mean, you can only see it in the first photo. The other one is definitely just of the ground, but still kind of the same idea. I do get one of the chipboard airplane windows on here. I thought that was kind of fun. And I'm trying to see if I want to fill it or not fill it. So I'm just kind of playing with that. And then So for that other circle, I got a die cut piece that is an airplane in a circle. So I thought that was perfect. I thought I would add a few of the pieces that said like baggage and departure. Not that I don't have other trips and stuff I could use it on, but this is very much a photo or plain layout. So I just wanted to get all the plain stuff on here, including the acrylic circle with a plane in the center. And then I also thought some of the gears would work really well too, because, you know, planes have gears, right? So I'm going to get 3 of those on this layout. I'm also going to get an acrylic arrow. And then from one of the branding strips, it had a bunch of tickets. And so I actually cut off 3 of those tickets. One says ticket in big and then admit 1. One says just admit 1. And then one says first class ticket, which is kind of funny because, you know, I mean, we were kind of first class in our own plane, and that worked out really well. So that is pretty much how my layout is going to look. I did rough up all of the edges of all of the circles just because I hand cut those, and it gives a little bit of extra texture. It kind of goes with the texture of the background paper, where it looks like it's got some torn paper or cardboard or something. And so I just felt like it went really well with that. So I think those are those little tickets that I was telling you about. I'm just going to check those in. Oh, I did get another window. So I put another window over there underneath my photo. So I actually got 2 of the windows. There are 3 windows that your photos would go in the sketch. Obviously, I didn't do that, but I think that you still kind of get the idea behind there. It's definitely a window heavy layout, I guess you could say. So that, yeah, I'm looking at it. I don't see anything else. So I'm going to go off camera and I am going to glue everything down with either my tape runner, or the heavier things are going to get Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. And that is going to do it for me today. So I will have all the information for Color Rush Studio linked down below, as well as you can use my code 10Crystal and that will save you 10%. I will also have the playlist for Off the Board so you can see what everybody else is doing. And tomorrow is our final day. So thank you so much for watching, and remember to wear your crown. We'll see you later. Bye.